disrespect me. I'm the Black History Month genie.
Black History Month is a mythical creature?
Yeah, I know. I get overlooked. Santa Claus gets all the credit. Tooth Fairy, she get all the money. The Easter Bunny, they a little racist.
Really?
Yeah, for real. I fuck with that.
So you work like 28 days out the year?
27 more than Santa, but I'm the one who's lazy. I don't get it.
Yeah, can you leave, nigga? I gotta go to work. So.
No, nigga, I ain't going nowhere. Shit. So, nigga, I'm here to grant you your reparations.
You said you were a genie. What happened to wishes?
Nigga, black people don't get wishes. This is not Aladdin.
Well, how many do I get?
One.
What? On TV you get 3.
Nigga, this ain't TV. I had to use one for my baby mama. I had to use another one for some bitches, and I just got one for you. So.
All right. Well.
What you need?
I've been feeling a little guilty lately, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I haven't experienced like real racism like my grandparents. So you think you could have me like time travel to a time where black people weren't treated equal?
You know what? Yeah, I got something for you. Close your eyes real quick.
Oh, I'm not having no weird shit, are you?
Nigga, I am not Tom Brady. Close your eyes.
This is so weird. Like nothing looks different. I'm confused. Hey, hold on. Is that a phone?
It's 2018. Everyone has one of these.
Hold on. 2018. Thank God. I thought I time traveled.
Yeah, no. Thank God. I thought you were trying to rob me. Thanks, man. Go Patriots.
Dude.
What? See, nigga? That was easy. I didn't even have to take you nowhere.
What are you good for?
Peace. My Uber about to be here.
Yo, no, hell no, nigga.
Live from Hollywood, he's the Black History you want to forget about this month, your host of Secret Black People Meeting, Niles Abston!
Thank you so much for being here. Beautiful Black History Month. 28 days of pure blackness, man. The shortest month of the year. America cutting black people short. Who'd ever thought that? It's crazy, right? It's also Super Bowl weekend. Who's excited? No one. Honestly, the only people excited are New England fans and Philly fans. No one really cares. In fact, the only difference between New England fans and Philly fans is how their accents sound when they both yell the N-word. Justin Timberlake somehow was the halftime performance for the Super Bowl. Who let that happen? Seriously. Many of his fans have called his new album, Man in the Woods, trash. They said his sound is a lot different now than his usual cultural appropriation. It's like Janet Jackson was the last black person he was able to rip from. A white middle school teacher in New York City did a slavery demonstration in her class. Yes, it went very wrong. She picked 3 black students, singled them out, laid them on the floor, and stepped on their backs to demonstrate what it was like to be a slave on a slave ship so the rest of the class could learn. Teaching history. Hopefully these kids' parents teach her a little history by demonstrating a Nat Turner slave revolt. New York City, can you please stop sending your worst to make America great again? We're fine. But of course, this white teacher did not get fired. She was reassigned, whatever that means. She's also looking for new career paths. I heard the New York City Police Department loved her audition tape. In South Korea, American tourists are making one of their weirdest attractions really popular right now on the internet. It's called the Penis Park. Yes, the Penis Park. The Penis Park is a park where everything is devoted to penis-shaped objects of many kinds. It's very weird. I would not go. Apparently, YouTuber Logan Paul went, and he was very surprised to find penises, even though that's what it said on the sign. Logan, appreciated that we're not going to get a prostate exam apology video. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that a lot. Porn star Stormy Daniels, who was recently in the news and popular because of her alleged Trump affair, she's walked back all her claims very conveniently before she got on TV. Somehow it was all made up. I don't believe her though. She's a porn star. She's a pro at faking it. So now in this time of Black History Month, I'm gonna, wait, what? I mean, I wasn't really planning on that, but sure, okay. Now we're gonna cut it to Yema apparently?
No. Niles. No, Niles. Stop talking to people about Black History Month. No. You know why? We need to stop supporting Black History Month. It's not like why do we have a whole month dedicated to teaching white people about the stuff that black people did? We built this entire country. I think that should be enough validation to support our efforts. They know we knew how to invent stuff since Eli Whitney, and since we invented the cotton gin. And do you know the first thing they said? We're lazy. So I think we need to stop taking a whole month to tell people about how black people know how to invent stuff. Instead of Black History Month, or African History Month, I say we have a Dark History Month, where we go over America's dark past and talk about all the shit that they did to keep black people and every other race oppressed in this country. Like, we should open up with the story of Emmett Till, where we explain to every middle school child what it would be like if somebody dragged you out of your house for liking a girl's photo on Instagram. Or we can talk about the Tulsa, Oklahoma City bombing. The Black Wall Street bombing, where essentially they destroyed the houses of 9,000 citizens, killed over 300 just because they were jealous of what happened. And these weren't Klansmen. Oh, no. These were deputized citizens with the complete backing of the U.S. government. What? Yes. Supported by the National Guard, and only because black people were being successful. And let's not forget our darkest sins. Letting Elvis Presley reign over the king of rock and roll. How could we let this happen? It's almost as terrible as letting Jerry West be the mascot for the NBA. Come on, we wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for Dr. J. Let's get that reverse layup out there. Or at least Magic Johnson before the AIDS. So, Niles, before you start talking about black history, let's go over this country's dark history first. This has been The Blue Pill.
Thanks, Yema. I think. I guess we could put a petition together for Dark History Month. I don't know. Do you guys agree with Yema? Put your sentiments in the YouTube comments, I guess. I don't know. Check that out. But before we can get into my black State of the Union, let's fact check some of the things President Donald Trump said in his State of the Union speech. Before the speech, a lot of people were talking about how he and Melania arrived to the State of the Union in separate motorcades. That is true. It was a lot like the presidential bedroom. Trump came first, and when Melania got there, it looked like he didn't care if she came at all. In his speech, he praised House Majority Whip Stephen Scalise for returning to work 3 months after being shot at a baseball game. You know how he was able to regenerate like he was Wolverine, dog? Obamacare. The same stuff that you're trying to take away from everyone else. Trump also claims that he created 2.4 million jobs. Let's fact check that. That's actually the smallest growth we've had as a country in 6 years. So like we expected, Obama's growth is bigger. Trump also began to boast about how low black unemployment was, taking credit for that. And of course, they cut to the black people. It doesn't look like the Wakandan delegation was impressed. I don't like how they do that in these speeches. Whenever the president talks about black people, they cut to black people. It's like, is there a director in the back on the mic going, all right, he's about to talk about black jobs. Cut to the niggas. Like, and then check this nigga out right here. I'm scared for him. He let the white people go reverse Oreo on his ass to make sure he acted right. If there's black people, if there's anything you ever learned from this show, never let them go reverse Oreo on your ass. President Trump then talked about how in America we can achieve anything. Yeah, unless you're black, Mexican, and speeding. That won't work out for you. And then he goes on to talk about Hispanic unemployment, how it's lower than ever. Yeah, because you deported half of them. And then he goes on to Guantanamo Bay. He talks about how it's an island with no electricity, water, the people feel imprisoned. Sounds a lot like how the U.S. government treats Puerto Rico. When talking about the immigration, Donald Trump brings up the 4 pillars. I don't like the 4 pillars analogy. Dog, why are you trying to build America up like a frat house? I'm kind of scared right now. The Visa Lottery program was one of the first pillars he talks about. He doesn't like the Visa Lottery program because Trump already won the lottery, the genetic lottery, because he was born into a family with money. Remember that small loan of $1 million he was given? Trump calls the Visa Lottery program a program that just gives people anything without regards for skill, merit, or the safety of the American people. Yeah, sounds like the election that you just won. Now that's the State of the Union, guys. I know some of these things can be pretty scary, but in my black State of the Union, this is what I say. Remember the times that our people have, come from, cherish the times we're having right now, and be hopeful for the future that we're gonna have. some orange man-child behind a desk. He can't take that away from you. Black people, we make America great. We created jazz music, good basketball, edible food. I mean, have you looked at Beyonce's thighs? Amazing. We're doing it, and we're doing it well. So I'm glad you guys are celebrating Black History Month with me. This is Secret Black People Meeting. I'm your host, Niles Abston. We'll be right back with our Boston homies, Shaun Bedgood and Daniel Salomon.
Feeling so low, asking myself, where did my confidence go? Looked in the mirror one day, said, enough is enough. Get yourself together, baby, you can never give up. Believe in yourself, don't put your worth in a man. The pain made me stronger, God always has a plan. Found love for myself, no longer needing validation. I'm a badass bitch, and you lost your invitation. I'm a stronger woman, so I flipped the script. You try to come back, but now it's me who has a dip. I love you, and I'm sorry they don't work here no more. So shut the fuck up, cause I'm walking out the door. Moral of the story, ladies listen up. Find love in yourself, cause you're more than enough.
You know what that song reminds me of? Body. Oh, we have to bring it down. We have to bring it down. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, she just outshined me.
She just outshined me. What's up, everybody? You just saw a commercial for our newest show, Small Talk with Lila Hart. Go check it out. We shot 2 episodes so far. Go watch them. She's really funny. She has some really good guests on there. Musicians, comedians, what have you. But we're back here on Secret Black People Meeting. I got 2 great guests, 2 up-and-coming writers, comedians, actors, niggas. They cool, man. They're both from Boston because the Patriots playing in the Super Bowl this weekend, so I wanted to get a black Boston perspective. And these guys, they got it. We got Daniel Salomon right here. And Shaun Bedgood right here. What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me, Niles. Appreciate it.
I'm just glad to have you guys finally on the show because I know me and Daniel talked about it like a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
and
we did.
It's just like, yeah, I really admire both of you guys. You're both real funny, both doing your thing out here. So I'm just happy to have you guys on the show. Let's get right into it, man. Like, y'all excited about the Super Bowl?
Hell yeah,
Or is
man.
it just kind of like, I'm a Patriots fan, this is kind of like what we do, like, is that...
Nah, I'm excited, man, because it's just look at what we're riding right now, you know what I'm saying? This is, once this goes down, this is like some shit this is history, bro.
Yeah, he's 40.
He's 40 years old.
40 years old. 40-year-old MVP, man. How do you feel?
I feel good about it, especially coming from the last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was just something else, you know what I mean? I personally haven't seen a Super Bowl like that, you know, just to come back.
Yeah, 28-3.
Yeah, from where they came from.
Yeah.
To keep, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
And having to give the audience an experience that we ain't never experienced before.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yo, and just to come back at it again, yo, this is not only fun, but this is magical.
I was at the Solo House in West Hollywood watching it, and I left at halftime when it was like I left like 5 minutes in the third quarter. I was like, it's over. And we went to go somewhere else to eat, and they had a TV on. I was like, wait, hold up, they scored twice? Nigga, we staying right here. And we sat down at this random little burger spot and watched the rest of the Super Bowl. Right. Like 3 of us.
To keep it real with you, I don't know how you feel, Daniel, but that come from behind win last year erased the loss to the Giants.
The Giants Super Bowl.
Straight up. When that happened, I said, that's it right there. That's, yo, that just completely rectified the whole, bro. That shit was
those Giants
insane.
losses were crazy though, man. Like it was just every time it was something ridiculous that happened.
Yeah, it was like some luck shit, fluke plays. You know what I'm saying? Fluke plays.
Like
bro.
when the nigga caught the shit on his head.
What was his name? Manning?
David Tyree.
Oh, Tyree? Yeah, some
man.
shit. I don't even know his name.
Yeah, he said he was in the airport the week before the Super Bowl, and some random dude told him like, "You're gonna make a big play next week." And he's like, dude, I don't even play. What are you talking about? He's like, I promise you, like, I just feel it. You're gonna make a big play. Dude didn't even know him. He's like, yeah, he recognized him from the Giants. So he's like, dog, I'm like 5th string, my nigga, like, I don't play.
That's crazy.
And then the one time he goes in the game, bro, caught it against his helmet, man.
That's some old Final Destination shit.
Right?
Like,
Hey, y'all were
you're gonna
supposed
do something great.
Y'all were supposed to lose, man. Like,
no, you're gonna do something great. No, I suck. Nah, you gonna do something great, and he did. Yeah,
I'm sure Giants were definitely kicking their own ass after that game. Like,
yeah.
Man.
Cause like I'm a Saints fan, so I was alive for the one Super Bowl.
Remember that Super Bowl?
It was crazy.
That was crazy.
Beat Peyton Manning. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So like for me, whenever the Saints have a really good season, it's like really special. But I feel like for Patriots fans, it's kind of like, nigga, this is what we do, dog. Like it's like y'all get towards the playoffs, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna win. So does it feel like, are y'all like kind of overly confident going in today? With the Eagles not having Carson Wentz as the starter and all that kind of stuff?
No, I'm not overly confident, man. But, I mean, because it's at the end of the day, it is any given Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And
it's a good movie.
Philly, yeah, dog, watch out, tall. Fucking, and Philly, I respect them. It's a great team.
Yeah,
it's a good defense, great pass rush. I mean, they're going to be problematic for the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? But Nick Foles, he does have a huge mountain ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? Belichick knows how to exploit fucking people like that. You know,
knows how to cheat.
Nah, come on.
Way.
Hate this shit, man. He don't do nothing that no other coach don't do. You know what I'm saying?
I've said that before. I was like, honestly, I feel like there's other coaches doing what Bill Belichick does. He just has Tom Brady and he does it better. Like it's just
he's the best coach in history.
I think so too.
Probably arguably in any sport. That's arguable.
He's up there. I can't even argue with that, man. I mean, he's a mastermind. Like we were watching the 30 for 30 with him and Bill Parcells. It was pretty dope just kind of seeing how I didn't really know much about Bill Belichick's story, so it was cool kind of seeing how he rose up in the ranks as like he was a special teams coach and an assistant and kind of came up. And he was this dude that didn't play football. He just really loved the game and had a different perspective on how to play it. Yeah. And I think like him starting off as a special teams coach, he just showed how like meticulous he was with something like special teams. So you already knew whenever he got the reins to really coach a team, it was gonna be something crazy. So
yeah, for sure.
He's one of the best minds in sports. I don't like him, but you gotta respect him. You know?
Oh yeah. He comes
It's funny you mentioned Any Given Sunday. It reminds me of this funny story. I remember I was in middle school. We were playing football, and our coach was just like, he was ridiculous, and he always would try to like do too much to try to pump us up before the games. This nigga played the Al Pacino speech at halftime. He played speech at the Al Pacino speech at halftime before the game, and like I'm pretty like I've always been a movie buff since I was little. My dad loves movies, so I've seen like every sports movie, and I'm thinking, this nigga is not playing Al Pacino in this locker room to a bunch of 12-year-olds. He's like, it's a game, and makes the fucking difference between winning or losing. And then the team like goes crazy and stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, this nigga is really playing Al Pacino. Like, nigga, I'm 12. I want to play football, bro. It was the funniest thing in the world because like it starts off like really sad. He was just like, I've chased away anyone that's ever loved me. I pissed away all my money. Like, it's just like, it's one of the saddest things in the world. Like, Al Pacino's talking about, like, all these terrible things his character is going through, and then, like, somehow that has to do with football. It was ridiculous. And so, like, all the guys are actually, like, good on the team. Like, we'd be, like, sitting in the back, like, trying not to laugh, because it was just so... Yeah. What's it like? I want to hear, because, like, when people think Boston sports fans, they think drunk white guy at a Red Sox game, hanging over the green wall and stuff like that. What's it like being a black Boston sports fan? Like talk about I just want to hear y'all talk. Talk about the complexities, the things you kind of have to sacrifice, like things you have to act like you didn't just hear. Like tell me some stories, man. I've always want to know what's it like being a black Boston sports fan.
It's a private club.
It's a private club. Why you say that?
Because we link up together. Yeah. We watch the games together. We link up together. Of course, everyone has a diverse group of friends that they watch sports with, but mainly like urbanite Bostonians, mostly black, Hispanic. It's we watch the game together.
Okay, because I feel like that Boston sports perspective isn't what we see. So that's cool.
Nah, well that's because the writers on NBC, whatever, when they write these shows, they don't show you urbanite Boston.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure Shaun can contest that.
Yeah, we definitely not represented in any form of TV, movies, whatever.
Yeah.
But what I can say is, so there is a little bit of a divide. I don't like Red Sox fans.
Me either.
I don't like Red Sox fans. I only been to like 2 Red Sox games.
And by the way, that's a normal thing in Boston. black people normally don't like Red Sox.
Don't F with the Red Sox fans.
You get a certain element. You know what I'm saying? You go to the game, and once you hear that guy, I'm fucking hammered. Lou, I'm fucking hammered. Give me another shot. It's like those are guys that are responsible for busing. Like that's that white Irish motherfucker that didn't want us going to the civil engineering schools because you familiar with busing, right?
Nah, what's that?
Busing, basically, goddamn.
Busing.
That's why they call Boston racist as fuck. Like it's rooted in that whole busing shit. Well, basically, what happened was a lot of the Irish people in Boston they didn't want black people going to the civil service schools because that meant that black people could become firemen and cops.
Oh.
That's what they didn't want blacks getting those jobs. That's where that whole shit started.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So the funny is that
I had no idea.
when people, being like I'm in LA, I've been here like a year. So people always say, "Yo, you don't got that accent." I'm like, "Nah, bro. That's some white hood rat shit.
Yeah.
That ain't."
There's two accents in Boston.
It's
two different accents in Boston.
That's when you hear that real strong, my father, my fucking brother, like that shit.
Bill Burr shit.
Yeah, he's from Canton, but I can differentiate because I'm from Boston.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's that South Boston shit. Black people couldn't walk through South Boston.
Now we flooded over there.
Now, dude, the gays gentrified it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend, bro.
Wow, so black people can walk. There's like, just like in Mississippi, we call those sundown towns. Like when the sun goes down,
yeah.
like if you're black, you don't want to get caught in that town.
What do you call
that? Sundown towns. When the sun goes down, if you're black, you don't want to get caught there because you will be murdered, lynched.
Yeah, because like South Boston is where that's the high school that whole busing shit, that riots and all that shit there.
Aside from all of that. Black culture in Boston is so strong, but have been so suppressed, so people don't know about it. Yeah, like
I didn't know. Tell them that y'all. I didn't know there was niggas in Boston.
Yeah.
The only niggas in Boston I knew was like Paul Pierce.
We some of the finest niggas in the nation. Like
all the black people I've met from Boston up east have been mad cool. So I didn't know.
Culture-wise,
we stay. So there's certain sections of Boston. So Roxbury, Mattapan, Dorchester. That's where.
Yeah, that's where you're from, right?
Mattapan.
He's from Mattapan. So I'm from Dorchester. That's like the biggest. If you was to call it a borough, it's like the biggest borough in Boston.
And that's where a lot of most black people are.
Black, Spanish, Cape Verdean, and Irish.
That's cool.
But Mattapan's predominantly West Indian, black. Roxbury predominantly black as well. Well, it's changing a little bit.
I heard. This is gonna be funny, but I heard about Dorchester because of that show.
I'm sorry. When he said West Indian, he meant black.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's from people from Grenada.
Yeah.
Countries. Yeah. And so I heard about Dorchester through that show Survivor's Remorse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was really the first invitation to black Boston culture for me, because he's a black basketball player from Boston that gets drafted by an NBA team in Atlanta, and so they would the sister would talk about they're from Dorchester and stuff like that. Like, oh, okay. So I remember y'all mentioned Dorchester. Like, oh, that's from that show. But yeah, I really didn't know black people was really in Boston like that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because there was a period where throughout the nation people knew black culture, everything existed in Boston because the art in Boston was thriving. Like you had a lot of artists and singers were not coming out of that city. Okay. But going back to what Shaun was saying, the racist tension in Boston, at a point it just money talks. They shut down all the clubs that were pushing out all the art in Boston. They shut down stuff like that. They shut down the community centers where we would go to socialize and build culture. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta come together to build culture.
Yeah.
A lot of that has been Boston gave you Donna Summers. It gave you
Donna Summers.
Boston gave you Malcolm X. Boston gave you
New Edition.
Yeah,
Bobby Brown.
And so
Patrice
on.
O'Neal from Roxbury.
And so on.
New Edition is ooh. That's like, I always make jokes like white people do not know anything about New Edition. And it shows you how good they are because like, you know how like when you're good at music and you're black, you have to cross over to mainstream, which means you have to make music that white people are gonna like. And so like New Edition never did that, but they still were top on the charts. That just shows you how fire they were because like you know, I had the biopic on BET that put all the cable records, like 28 million people watched it.
Yeah.
But the thing was, Bobby Brown said they pitched it to Fox and all these other studios, and they were like, we don't really know if it's going to do well because they just didn't understand.
I'm surprised Fox didn't pick it up.
Yeah, they just didn't understand
I'm surprised
how important they were to black culture. Like, they were 11 years old and passed Michael Jackson on the #1 charts with their first hit single. White people don't know that. They just
I didn't know that.
Candy Girl passed Michael Jackson in 1984 for the #1 hit.
Oh yeah.
Because it just blew up. But it's just like that's crazy. It's crazy. Like, and New Edition is from Boston, and it just lets you know, like, black people. Literally, Bobby Brown was like the only black person I knew about from Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I didn't know about like the culture and getting shut down because usually when you think of black culture and like the New England up east area, you think of New York City.
Yep.
And all that.
New York, Philly.
Yeah, Philly. Yeah. You don't really think of Boston. That's interesting.
But to go back a bit, I was making a point about like the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I root for the Red Sox, but I can't support them out in public.
Yeah.
Because I hate.
That's why I said it's a private club.
Fans.
That's why I said it's a private
like,
club. Like we'll watch it, but we won't like in public. Like
I can't support that shit.
Yeah, that's why
I can't support them in public. And then there's Bruins hockey. So there's this thing.
We watch all of it.
And I don't watch the Bruins either. See, I fuck with Pats fans. I fucks with Celtics fans heavy because they gotta accept black people.
Yeah, because the team is black.
There's people like there's been times. Remember when the Celtics were they had that great team and it was Doc and we went to the finals a couple of times, but we were good like for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Then we would be deep in the playoffs, and you go to bars and you see them playing spring training baseball. Like when these motherfuckers is in the playoff deep. The screens, I have to ask them, hey, can you put the Celtics on?
Yeah. We're playing LeBron in the playoffs.
We're playing LeBron in the playoffs, and it's like, all right, I see
and
the
that's
energy
intentional,
in the bar.
though.
So that's that type shit that you deal with.
Yeah, that's that type
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like I said, when you're at the games, Celtics games, those are all Celtics fans. So I fucks with them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Pats game, all Pats fans.
Yeah.
Because you can't have no problems with black players. That's just foolish.
You really can't. You really can't.
It's foolish, you know.
Have you been to a Sox game?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been to a couple.
I'm a Dodgers fan.
I'm traumatized, bro. I'm telling you, I hear that accent, dog. I get antsy. I get the fuck out of here. You don't know me, kid. My name's Murph.
What the fuck are you talking about, kid? Get the fuck out of here.
Fucking loser. You're a fucking loser.
Get the fucking car already, Marty. Let's fucking drive on.
Marty, pour me another shot. It's like, bro, get me away from this. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. So have you been in like Celtics games and stuff like that?
Celtics game's the best.
The best.
Really? Why
Best
is that?
shit,
Tell me why.
The vibe, the ambiance of being around everyone that shares the same passion as you, and you know, everyone that I know when I go to the game, they're not from like the suburbs. They're from like right in the neck of the city.
Yeah.
So we really can resonate with what we're enjoying.
That's why I love Dodgers games because like you go up if you sit like towards upper level, it's all like all the black and Mexican people that are really from LA. You know what I mean? And like, my family's like really from like out here, so like I've always been a Dodgers fan since I was a little kid. So like I just love that like sports like because like baseball is one of those sports where like in basketball too with the nosebleeds is like one of those sports where like people who don't really make as much money can still come and enjoy it, whereas like football games and stuff like that, it's like really expensive regardless. Because you only have 16 games in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to a Pats game.
Yeah, I haven't been either.
So that's taxing, man.
Yeah, I was always scared.
You ain't
like,
been?
Nah, getting in and getting out. Tailgating is dope, but from what I understand, leaving Foxborough is
that's a mess.
We're gonna break for commercial on that. We're gonna show you a commercial to one of my favorite shows, Blunts and Brunch, very weed friendly. Check it out, and we'll be right back. All right, we just came back from the show. I'm one of the producers on Blessed Brunch, Arthur Hamilton. Arthur's hilarious, man. That nigga a fool. He was in the sketch at the beginning, at the top of the episode.
In there, he's in there getting a massage. Not just any massage, he getting a chest massage. Oh, he don't even do that many push-ups, I don't think. But then, like, so in the video, like, his son comes in and, like, he's like, hey. Like, he comes in and kisses him. You can hear the guy say, hey, you know, things come with a cost. Son comes in and kisses him. He's like, no, that was just a peck. Then he comes back and it's just like a long 13-second kiss. Like, and then I was like, yo, man, it's just like, I understand fatherhood, but yo, man, your son's 10 years old and you made him kiss you on the mouth.
People who have children, I don't have kids, so I don't understand that kind of love.
I got nieces. You got nieces in there?
I don't. Yeah, but I'm. I don't even like getting kissed on the mouth.
I don't even like a kiss on the cheek.
Inappropriate.
It is.
But if it's your child, then you can make them do whatever the fuck.
No. But we're back with my homies from Boston. I want to talk to you. I saw this report earlier this year. It was about the median income in Boston for different races of families. White families, the median income for white families in Boston was $247,000. You know what the median income for black families in Boston was?
What?
$8.
No. What do you?
Like after net and assets and all this kind of stuff, like.
Oh, you're saying like so 247 isn't what they bring in?
No, it's like what they have after like taxes.
Oh, net worth.
Yeah, net worth.
Net worth.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the median.
$8?
$8 for black families is the median. So that means, of course, you got black families doing really well, but that means you got a lot of black families doing really bad for it to come down to the middle to be $8.
That's really. I'm really curious of their research method.
Yeah, I'm curious.
That doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound.
You can get money in Boston. I mean, granted, there's only 4 different things you can do.
What's
as
that?
a black person:
What's
cop, fireman, construction, MBTA driver.
Not teacher or anything like that?
I mean, teachers don't make money. Teachers don't make shit. I love y'all teachers.
I'll pull up the report so you can kind of look at it a little more.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared
because I like talking about the stuff with people who are actually in it that they're studying. You know what I mean? Because it was in the Boston Globe, and it says that was no typo. The median net worth of black Bostonians really is $8.
Damn, that might be. Well, I mean, you know what?
According to the Color of Wealth in Boston, it's like a nonprofit organization that studies race and economics and everything like that. And they had like a 7-part series where they said, because of this, does Boston deserve a racist reputation? Yes. I think we can say that. But yeah, it's saying, let me see. It's saying like in this instance with financial savings, checking accounts, money market funds, government bonds, stocks, retirement accounts.
They're looking at that whole stuff.
You know what? I guess
the
I
whole basket. Yeah.
Because
is there a lot of debt in the Boston or anything like
what
that?
it is
it's the loophole.
I'm in a real working class part of the city, like Roxbury. Roxbury got all the projects.
Yeah.
That's where New Edition and
that's where Bobby Brown's from, Roxbury.
Yeah, and Patrice, like that got all of the projects. There's definitely a lot of poverty in Roxbury.
Yeah.
But damn, that's.
So it says right here, the U.S. blacks in Boston and the Dominicans in the greater Boston area owe almost as much as the combined value of what they own.
You know what? Yeah, I guess that makes sense, man. We all terrible with money. Shit.
Look, let's keep it.
I wouldn't call it that because
no, it's not terrible. I wouldn't say it's terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it that.
What I would say is other people who so happen to be other races. Yeah, they have a greater pull to wealth.
Exactly. It's like a head start because it's people try to because like my hometown.
I'm sorry. No. But even still, there's a great deal of black people who are doing well, yeah, and own mortgages. Of course. Well, I was kind of skeptical when you pull that out because I was like, wait a minute, there's a lot of black people who have mortgages.
A lot of people
have houses. Yeah. But then when you got to the nitty gritty of the statistics,
and it's the median. So that means when you can have people doing really well, that just means there's people doing really, really bad.
So now that you got to the logistics of it, I'm like, that shit makes sense. But yeah,
that's
Boston,
sad though.
Yeah,
$250,000 for white families, $8. Nigga, that's 2 meals at McDonald's. Like that's That's crazy, bro.
That's not even meals. You gotta go to that $1, $2, $3 You ain't getting a fucking meal for $8.
And like,
bro.
and the thing is, it's the same thing. Like my hometown in Jackson is the majority of black people in Mississippi live, and it's pretty much all black, and so it's pretty poor. And the school the school systems and stuff like that don't get the funding and everything. And so a lot of people like look at places like Boston or Jackson and things like that, like, oh, that's bad, but they don't look at usually what in a lot of history terms they would call white flight, where white people were in these areas at one point, and then when segregation happened, they just dipped.
They just happened
dipped,
Boston.
and and so like those areas weren't taken care of anymore. So it's not really so like people in 2018. Families are still suffering from things that happened in the 50s and 60s. So it's not necessarily they're bad with money or this. Because it's just kind of like, you can say that somebody's bad with money. It's just like, I never had money to save, my nigga. What was I supposed to do? Like, I'm living check to check. With my family's been, you got families that have been living check to check to check to check for 20, 30 years now.
Well,
that
I mean,
hasn't changed.
Even if you go all the way back to the war, man, when black people were denied the GI Bill.
Yeah, that was a big issue with the GI Bill.
It's like a...
Always
like we don't. When I say bad with money, I mean like there's a lot of things I didn't learn until later on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
it's because we didn't have that
the knowledge.
The knowledge and the institutions that we were.
They don't teach taxes in school.
To be real, the '80s destroyed the black family. The Reagan era destroyed.
Yeah, Reagan did that.
The black family.
Was it what Contra or that thing? Man,
like Noriega shit.
Damn, you know
we lost all the
crack guns,
all of the real estate ownership.
Ownership.
We
lost a great deal of ownership.
Yeah.
Suburban schools are better because of real estate.
Yeah, in the 60s and 70s, black people were getting more money in their pockets. Like my granddad always joked, he's like, man, I love when Nixon was president. He's like, when Nixon was president, niggas had money in their pockets. That's what my granddad always told me. He's like, he was racist, but we had money. And then, like you said, when the 80s came, it's like they took it all away.
They made that deal to fund that Civil War, man, and then it was like, all right, well, then it made crack accessible to the working class.
Yep.
Cocaine rather accessible to the working class in the form of crack, and it was a rap. It was a rap. They actually predicted that shit in The Godfather.
Really?
Watch the first Godfather. That Benzie
meeting.
And when he was like,
when they were meeting.
Yeah, they were talking about because Vito Corleone didn't want anything to do with drugs.
He did not want nothing to do with it.
But they were like, no, it was like, that's just gonna fuck up the mafia, drug shit.
He's like, no,
and then they were like, nah, sell it to the niggas in the sticks. Yeah. He said that at that table.
He did say that in the movie.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? So it was just funny when I was watching that movie. I was like, yo.
Man, low-key predicted that kind of thing. That movie was made in,
But they did that with Heroin too. Heroin killed, 72 or 74, one of the two. But yeah, man, I mean, we're still recouping from that bullshit. Like even
that's what a lot of people
always
understand.
Recouping.
Most black communities black communities have never had enough time to heal from anything. Yeah.
Right.
We're always licking our wounds from the last thing. Mm-hmm. Same thing with our Mexican community. Same thing with our other Latin communities in America. We're always licking our wounds and trying to heal from something, and then something else happens. Yeah. Right. It's one after another. We're never able to get back on our feet completely.
Guys, aside from all of that, I've been fortunate to live in New York, Boston, Miami.
Bless.
I see what they do in
you
Chicago.
sell drugs, nigga.
I be out there. But I would say the model cities that really show that black people got their shit together is Atlanta and California.
PG County.
Atlanta and Los Angeles. Those two. I forgot DC.
PG County, bro.
I forgot DC. I forgot
PG County, bro. Highest amount of black millionaires.
In Maryland.
It's Maryland, fam.
Yeah, there's more opportunities in those places as well. It's better. There's different entertainment opportunities in these places as well.
It's not just that. It's just the unity is so evident. Yeah. Like growing up in Boston, there's tons of black people. Like we do everything. But the unity we had in the 60s, 70s, 80s, we don't have that unity like that.
Yeah, because when you have things like poverty, it turns into like a crabs in a barrel type mentality.
And then coming out here in Los Angeles, like
niggas work together.
Yeah, niggas work together. You know, I lived in New York, and believe me, like New York is cool, tight. I love it. One of the greatest cities in the world, but it ain't that much of a unit. I mean, I go to Atlanta, it's a unit down there. You go to DC, bro, DC's a fucking unit.
We're gonna jump to my favorite segment. Y'all already know what's coming. It's called Sounds About White. We talk about stuff that sounds about white. So I don't know if you guys are familiar. This past week, a middle school teacher in New York got in trouble because she did a slavery demonstration with her class, this white teacher. She singled out 3 of her black students and made them lay face down on the floor to portray what it was like to be in tight quarters on a slave ship. And then she started asking them, like, does this feel good? And she started, like, stepping on their backs and shit and, like, stepping on them. And, like, it was really, like, embarrassing for the kids. And so, like, the white kids in the class were just like, I don't think this is okay. So they told their parents. Some of the black parents found out. And this teacher got in a lot of trouble. Of course, she didn't get fired. She got reassigned, whatever that means. But, yeah, like, she was stepping on these black kids in the class and, like, singled 3 black kids out to demonstrate what being on a slave ship was like. And they were in 7th grade. Like, think about getting embarrassed like that by a teacher at 12. Like,
what was her objective?
Exactly. That's what I want to know.
I'm like, okay, so you want them to know what it's like.
Right.
I can understand if you would have took 3 white kids and did it. That's still inappropriate, but it would have made a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Shout out to those little white kids that told their parents.
Right.
That's how you know racism is taught.
Exactly. Those kids knew that was wrong and told their parents that it was wrong. You know.
Yeah.
But I was just like, she had the audacity to do something stupid, and she might not even be racist. Let's take the benefit of the doubt. I usually don't.
She might be just stupid.
She might
just crazy.
She's just crazy and stupid. And a lot of times, white people, they try to like to prove a point. They just do a little too much. And she did a lot too much. Stepping on children. Like, first of all, black, white, red, rainbow. You don't step on children in a classroom.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Like, I just don't see, like, in her head, like, she was really, like, writing her lesson plan to some Tupac going, like, this gonna be fire, nigga. Like, this gonna be, she probably said, nigga, so she's like, I'm gonna step on these kids. I'm gonna talk about how a slave ship is like. Like, I was just like, she really thought that was gonna be awesome.
Well, white people are the ultimate exhibitionists.
What do you mean by that?
They just, like, always trying out this shit. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like, it worked we got planes because some fucking white dude was like, I want to be a fucking bird. Right. Okay, white man, you want to be a fucking bird.
Shout out to Wilbur.
You know, right, exactly. Like, that's when it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at the moon. Fuck it, I want to get
Let's
on
go
top
up
of
there.
that moon and put
What's
a flag
up
on
there?
this bitch.
What's
Like,
behind that tree?
Right?
Always reaching for some crazy shit. You know, and in those
what
cases,
happened if I
it
press
works.
this button?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trump.
It's exactly. Exactly.
That's crazy.
Let's hire Trump and see what happens.
That dog, Eddie Murphy has one of the most fire bits about that. It's still relevant today. From was it Raw?
Was he talking about
Where
Reagan?
Where he was talking about like, well, white people when they go to the polls, white people they're silent when they talk about like the election and stuff. And then when the crazy dude gets when the white dudes vote, they vote for the craziest person. And then when the crazy person gets elected, they go, "Oh my gosh, that really happened? How did that happen?" Eddie Murphy cracks me up because like the day after Trump got elected, that comedy bit was like all over Facebook. Everybody, because it was literally true. White people didn't say nothing about Trump, and then when it came to November 9th, the niggas said. And then the next day it was like, how did Trump get elected? How did this happen? No, dog, we know how he got elected too. We got statistics now, so.
Yeah, because the people that in their right mind voted for him. There's like a large chunk of the country that's going to vote for him because they just.
It's not these crazy white people that have 3 teeth and pitchforks. Right. That's not who voted for Trump. It's white people with money that knew what they was doing and they just don't care and think it's funny.
And women.
Yeah, 53%.
Yeah,
be looking out. There's the Chelse Ross is directing an episode for Blackish called 53%. So people are thinking it's like about the episode's about white women that voted for Trump. That's gonna be funny. But yeah, that's like 53. I call it like white girls that voted for Trump 53%ers. What's the religion?
5%.
5%ers. Yeah,
5%
53%ers.
You know, hey,
I want to do like a bit about that. Like,
since we're talking about Trump, I'm gonna get this off my chest.
This nigga voted for him. We about to jump this nigga.
Nah, my nigga.
We about to jump this nigga.
Yo, if Trump is president, let's blame the liberals for it. Cause yo, they had one job, yo.
Beat him.
They had one job, yo. But they had one job, but they could They just couldn't resist the Clinton Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's very true.
They had one job, get Bernie in there.
Yeah.
That was your only job.
Yeah.
That was your only job. That was your only job.
Can't argue with you on that.
All right, so if Trump is president, stop crying. I don't want to hear, shut the fuck up, B.
Yeah.
I fuck with Bernie too, because Bernie got that
Shut
energy.
the fuck up. You had one job. Get Bernie in there.
They cheated him in the DNC.
Bernie
Shut
got
the fuck up.
Bernie got like that type of vibe where it's like, I know this nigga be buying bitches off Backpage. Like, I know you get hoes off Backpage.
He got that low key vibe, right?
Yeah, like that's I can fuck with dude like that.
I can fuck with dude like that. Low key, I think he rolls up backwards. Or probably a zigzag.
Oh my god! Nah, you have the whole Backpage roll that
crazy,
shit.
bro.
Yeah.
Y'all are crazy.
Get one of those young whores to roll with the joint.
I'll be in the green room. I'll be in the green room.
I'm never going to Boston. I don't know what they put in y'all water.
Man.
Y'all hilarious, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Nah, thanks for
This
having
was
me,
a
bro.
great episode, man. Good luck to you guys today with the Pats. I'm rooting for the Eagles, just letting y'all know now. But hey, good luck to you guys.
Pats.
What would we do?
Pats.
Number 6?
12, something like that. I don't know. Who's counting? Yeah, 6. 6.
All right.
And shout out to Celtics too.
Yeah, so shout out to these guys.
That's a Dorchester.
Tom Brady fans. He might save a kiss for him after the game. I've been saving that one all episode. He might save a kiss for y'all after the game. This has been Secret Black People Meeting, Season 2, Episode 5. Man, I love doing this. This has been great. Next week we're gonna talk about Black Panther. So be back. All right.